The following is a presentation of the Shining Wizards Network, broadcasting live in high-definition video and available on all podcasting and streaming platforms. Follow us on social media at Wizards Podcast. Check out our merchandise at merch.shiningwizards.com. Do your Amazon shopping at amazon.shiningwizards.com. And become a Patreon supporter at patreon.com/wizardspodcast. And now, it's time for the Shining Wizards.
You're watching
The Shining Wizards.
The Shining Wizards
Wrestling Podcast.
Wrestling Podcast, man.
You are tuned in live to episode number 704 of the Shining Wizards Wrestling Podcast, where if you're not running with scissors, we encourage you to slice your opponents up with them. We got MadMan Pondo joining us in a little while. We got lots of stuff to get into, so it's time for the wrestling talk.
And talk about wrestling.
Let's take it around the Model T. Tony.
Matt. Double T. Fuck.
Fucking guy. This fucking guy. Handsome Kevin.
Brondo. KJG.
Am I the only idiot that doesn't have like a nickname? I'm going to just start saying T-Donk in the beginning.
You're T-Donk. That's your
I know,
nickname.
but nobody called. I mean, I guess you kind of do. I don't know.
The Good Doctor.
Ooh, I kind of like that one.
Dr. Donk.
Dr. Donk works.
I call you Donk all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's usually like in a mean and, condescending way.
No.
Yeah, a little bit.
I-
A little bit.
Oh,
HK, you got me on this, right?
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Go right to the fucking hand job that talks just like you.
A little different than last week. We are back to our normal homes. HK
Yes.
safely returned to Minnesota, and we all safely made our voyage back to our casas in old New Jersey.
Yeah, 51 weeks until next time.
Give or take. I don't know the date of the next year's barbecue yet.
Maybe you should do one in like January.
I think it'd be cold, maybe snowy.
I like that. It's 104 in Minnesota today, so I'll take cold and snowy.
100. How is it warmer in Minnesota than it is here?
It's fucking ridiculous, man.
Oh, they got the heat dome in the Midwest.
We got a
Is
heat.
that like the Terror Dome or the Thunder Dome?
I don't know. I saw it on the fucking
King Dome?
Alexa downstairs when I was getting myself a water before.
Where was my
AEW announced a show there next year.
where's my update?
I don't know. I've fallen off on the weather updates, man.
Well, disappointed.
It's still like 90 degrees here, so there's that.
It's fucking August.
Fuck
I
it.
get it, but you figured the winds of change would have been blowing in like the Scorpions talked about.
I don't think they were talking about the changes of the weather.
It's the winds of change, bro. They change everything. The weather, relationships.
It was cool over the weekend.
Yeah, it doesn't
No.
get cool till like November now anyway.
Yeah. God bless global warming.
Indian summer.
Whoa.
Oh, whoa, whoa.
All right.
Jesus.
No. We're not
You
calling
could say
fucking
Indian
up that.
summer.
Yeah. you can say that.
What's the definition of that?
Oh, you want me to
Then it
look
gets
this up?
hot later.
Is this what we're doing?
I've never heard of it before.
Really?
No.
Really?
Guess we hang with different crowds.
Indian summer, noun. A period of unusually dry, warm weather occurring in late autumn. There you go.
Yeah, there's nothing. It's not like you said, like, oh, like an Indian drunk sleeping on a bench somewhere.
Oh.
I draw the line and you push it right over. Thanks, Matt.
Hey, you ever say hi to
Like-
Tatanka? No, did you ever do it the right way? Hey, how are you?
Oh God.
I would love to talk to Tatanka.
I'd love to talk to Bobby Heenan. I wish he was still with us.
Jesus
the
Christ.
rest of the
Yeah, me too. Abe Lincoln would be my go-to.
Really? That's a surprise, actually.
Didn't see that coming at all.
Oh, that was not a good choice, Matthew. Oh boy.
Holy shit.
Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm gonna try out this new gimmick you got me, HK.
I love it, man. I love it. Works great. You got a tall in there? What do you got?
No, this didn't fit in there.
That's what she said.
Oh,
Interesting. Is that a 16 ounce?
Yes.
That's your
16.
problem. Does tall slims, does short chubs, does bottles, but doesn't do the tall bigs. Can't
Well, you
get
just asked if I had a tall in there.
are you talking about the mug or your asshole?
I was just generally talking about cock.
Oh my God. What are we doing?
I don't
What are
know.
we doing
I
here?
don't know.
Well, listen, we're trying to bring the show up before we bring it down. I mean, we just got some news a couple hours ago. That was kind of a
Yeah.
bummer.
It is a bummer. We found out probably about 3:30 this afternoon that Psycho Sid passed away, unfortunately. I did not know he was battling cancer.
Yeah, no idea either.
Nope.
So that's a bummer, man.
Still a pretty young guy too, 63.
63.
Yeah, man. I think he's the same age as mommy.
Uh-oh.
I wish he would just powerbomb her.
What, you throwing her down the stairs wasn't enough? Now you want
I've
to sit the
never
power bomb?
thrown mommy down the stairs. All right. Knock it off. But yeah, man, 63 years old, Psycho Sid. Tony, kind of, bring full circle from last week's conversation, completely forgot that he was at the 96 Survivor Series when Sid beat Sean.
One of the
So
greatest moments ever live. One of the that crowd at MSG hated Shawn Michaels. It was unbelievable. People were chanting Psycho Sid's name as everybody was leaving the garden. It was nuts. Absolutely nuts.
He was an imposing figure, man. As a kid growing up, I thought Psycho Sid was awesome. You'd read about him in the After magazines, and you couldn't believe the size of this guy. And then he shows up in WCW in 1989, and it's just it's astounding. He's a monster, and they put him with Dan Spivey, and there's skyscrapers, and you just want to see.
I rule the world from beyond the grave.
Zombie Sid.
Too soon?
Dude,
What? Okay.
Look, this mask is legendary status around this household. I had to bring it out for this.
Yeah, but how? Like, you have a couple of those masks, right?
No, just this one, and I can't breathe in it. My head's sweating already.
Jesus Christ! Out of all the masks you own,
You want me to wear the Shawn Michaels mask?
You just said you didn't have any other masks. Wait, can
Oh, I
you
thought
hear
you had
us?
more Sid masks. No, I have a Shawn Michaels and I have a
how many
Sid
Sid masks did they make?
Wait, can you put the Shawn Michaels one on?
Yeah, I kind of want.
No, it's in the attic. I'm not going back. up there.
Why offer?
You had a Shawn Michaels mask, and I could have wore it instead of dressing like him.
Oh my God, that's right.
Next year.
Sure, you want?
I have half the mind that you do.
But anyway, guys, please let's share your favorite Psycho Sid memories or moments or what he meant to you.
It's just crazy. Like you mentioned his debut in WCW as part of like the skyscrapers and stuff, and then like just this constant ascent because there's just no denying somebody that size and that like natural charisma. Like skyscrapers, and I'm sure he did something in between on his own. And then all of a sudden he's a horseman, and then he's challenging, like doing all this great stuff in WCW. Comes over to WWF. It's just like a constant like uphill trajectory that he was just undeniable.
It's another one of those, like, again, like another week in a row where it's like just disappointing. You know what I mean? Like these guys that we watched and we looked up to, we enjoyed their work, and they're no more. I actually was scheduled to be on the show with Sid in October.
It's a bummer, man.
Very much looking forward to that, to being able to meet and chat with Sid. So that was a huge disappointment, just like for me, like on a selfish level. You know what I mean? Like I wanted that opportunity to get to meet him, get to hang out with him in the locker room. As far as a competitor goes, no matter where he showed up, you were always excited to see him. Like that was something special about him, and in a time where there wasn't like a lot of jumping around, he kind of jumped. You know what I mean? Like he was around everywhere, and no matter what, he shows up and he's main event stature, and for good reason. Really, I mean he's a big man that could work. You know what I mean? Like he could go pretty damn well in the ring. Always entertaining on the mic. He's definitely got a place in, on my wrestling shelf, man. He was a special talent. It is disappointing.
Dude came back to WCW in like 2000, 1999, 2000, and won the world title. Like that's like, to me, that was, and that run wasn't bad either. Like every single run he had was good.
It was impactful. You know, like no matter where he was, he made an impact with that company. Even like the silly shit when he showed up and powerbombed Heath Slater. Like when he walks out, you're like, yes, fucking Sid's here, and you're pumped for it.
That music, that Psycho Sid music is just like epic on so many levels.
Yeah, Sid had an it factor that like not many people have in wrestling. I mean, he shows up in ECW of all places, and he's like God there. He chokeslamming Cronus over the top rope, and they could have made Sid ECW champion, and I don't think the fans would have farted on it.
No,
and that's a tough crowd to please. So
same thing with like Bam Bam. They kind of did that with Bam Bam. I put Sid in that groupage. Like actually, now that I mention it, like Matt, like where do you think does Sid get when we have like the best big man conversation? Do you think Sid gets enough love in that conversation?
No, I don't think he does. I think people mention Bam Bam and John Tenta and Yokozuna, Vader, right? But I don't think people mention Sid, which is crazy. Because like Brendan said, I mean, I think across the board we were all in the same boat. Like no matter where he showed up, when he turns on Shawn Michaels after WrestleMania 11, when he power bombs him, like the place goes fucking wild. Tony was at MSG Survivor Series 96. The place went crazy. Brendan mentioned ECW. Like he comes out, the place goes nuts. Everywhere he went, people were so excited to see Sid. Man, it's just a bummer,
My favorite Sid moment is literally like, remember the Ultimate Warrior's failed 1996 run?
Yes.
I hated it.
And then like King of the Ring, it's supposed to be Ahmed Johnson, Shawn Michaels, and Ultimate Warrior versus Owen, Bulldog, and Yoko. I don't think Vader was there at this point. And then like Ultimate Warrior has his shit with Vince and he's gone. And then you have Ahmed Johnson and Shawn Michaels cutting this promo backstage. And like you see this like back behind them and they introduce their new partner. And all of a sudden Sid just turns around and it's him. And it's like Sid was like feuding with Shawn Michaels when he was last seen. And now he's going to partner with Shawn Michaels as a babyface with Ahmed Johnson to take on Camp Cornette. And you just didn't see it coming. And it was such a surprise. And even when he came back with Macho Man as his like dude, like that in WCW, that was huge too. So like those are the moments that really stick out. And his 97 run too. His 97 run is really good, like with Brett and Taker and that stuff. So yeah, a lot of you could talk about Sid for like 3 hours if you wanted to.
Yeah, and then he, they obviously you can't mention Sid without bringing up the horrendous injury that became like the infancy of the internet. Like that was what you were looking for when you go online. That injury from that WCW pay-per-view where he tried to go off the top rope there.
Dude,
woof.
And he didn't want to do that. He told them no, and they said do it anyway. Too.
That was a Johnny Ace call.
Johnny Ace, yeah.
Someone should have told Johnny Ace you shouldn't do that.
No.
Hey, you and me, after you jump off the top, we'll go get a girl to shit on a table for us.
Jesus. And then, of course, Sid does have ties to the Shining Wizards Wrestling podcast.
Yeah, he does.
There's a little backstory here, and I actually had some time this afternoon, so I pulled the audio
Oh, yes.
Back in 2012, we were 23 episodes in. So this is episode 704. We were doing a lot of stuff with PWS, and we were at the show where Sid was supposed to wrestle Matt Hardy, and Sid did not show up. He made it to the airport, but I guess he didn't get on the plane. So Pat Buck was very frustrated with this situation, and he gave out Sid's phone number.
Sure did.
And one of the wizards, took the information down. And we waited probably like 2 weeks, and I don't know why. I guess back in the day, we didn't so much want to talk about wrestling as we just wanted to fuck off. So in episode 23, before we interview Gabe Sapolsky, we decided we were just going to try and call our friends. And we called like 4 people, and nobody answered the phone. And then we tried Sid.
Guess who answered?
Are we gonna call Sid one more try?
All right, you want to try calling Sid?
I think yes. I think we need to.
Yeah, we need to address the situation.
Okay.
If the fucking number is still working, I'll be fucking amazed.
You know he doesn't have a voicemail.
All right. Let's see.
No. You think we're the first podcast to try and call him on the air?
So what are we gonna do? Hang up like a bunch of girls?
No, talk to him.
I mean, like, are you the master and ruler of the world?
You got to tell them we're recording it though. You got to come out and be like, "Yo, this is the Shining Wizards. We're doing a podcast. We're recording you right now.
Okay.
You want to talk to us for a minute? Ready?
Yeah.
Yes, he's not gonna pick up.
It's gonna be a dead number. It's gotta be. He can't possibly have the same number.
We're calling Sid.
Well,
Is this Sid?
yeah.
Sid, how you doing? This is Eddie from the Shining Wizards. We're interested in having you on our podcast.
Okay. Give me another call another time when I'm so tired.
Okay,
talk
man.
about
Sorry to bother you, brother. Get some rest. We'll try calling you tomorrow, man.
Thank you.
Thanks, pal. He was tired.
How does he not have that fucking number disconnected? Are you fucking serious?
Why'd you cut him off?
Listen, I felt bad. The dude was tired, bro.
Holy shit, I can't believe he didn't get rid of his fucking phone number. Holy shit.
All right, well, we just spoke to
Well,
Sid Bishop.
I think we're gonna book Sid tomorrow.
Yeah, well, you sure as hell are.
Holy shit.
Wow.
We never booked Sid.
No,
That counts, though.
as an appearance, I guess so.
Yeah.
Friend of the show, Sid.
R.I.P. Dear good friend of the podcast, Sid.
Wow.
He's finally getting his rest.
And it wasn't in any of the show descriptions. It was just like, and we call some friends. So I was like, God damn it. I got to listen to fucking old episodes where we're trying to call Sid.
Oh, come on, there's worse things in the world. Listen to our old episode.
No. It was just, I don't know how many times. It was so long ago. I don't know how many times we did the phone call gimmick.
All right.
So, look, we could talk about Sid for, like KJG said, for hours. And, I'm sure we'll share more Sid memories and talk more of Sid as we go down this road that is the Shining Wizards Wrestling podcast. But our guest is here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And he's ready to go. And he said we were number one before in the pre-show. And I want to bring him in. He's been around was actually on a fucking UWF show, which blows my mind. MadMan Pondo, Mr. Pondo, how are you?
Story that was. You guys want to know about that UWF show?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
So let's start this shit. Let's get going. So do you remember when Ricky Dragon Steamboat had a manager, the Super Ninja?
Very vaguely.
No, none of you do.
Yeah.
Very vaguely. That was a guy named Howard Brackney. All right. Howard Brackney got that job because he was going down and doing enhancement talent for WCW, and he had a ninja outfit. They didn't give a fuck whether this guy could wrestle or what. He had a ninja outfit, and they had a plan. This is where you'll remember it. Later on, they took the mask off, and it was Paul Heyman. You remember that now? Now, it was not Paul Heyman up until they took that mask off of him. All right. So, I worked for this guy, and he called me one day, and he's like, "Hey, don't you have an 87 Thunderbird?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Man, I got us this opportunity in Florida. Do you want to go?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Yeah, of course." And he's like, "Can you drive?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll drive." So I asked him what it was. Now, my parents had a satellite, one of the first pirated satellite in my hometown of Flora, Illinois. And I was a big tape trader. So I had UWF videos and all this shit. So this guy, I go and I pick him up. He lived in Vincennes, Indiana. I pick him up, and we had 15 hours to get to Florida. But going over Eagle's Head or Eagle's Nest, some mountain, there was a 3-hour traffic jam because some semi hit a bear. So we had 18 hours. We had 18 hours to get to Florida. So we finally get there. We walk in the lobby, and the first two people that we see are Captain Lou Albano and Bruno Sammartino. And we introduce ourselves, and they barely talked to the Super Ninja, but they wanted to talk to me, and I'm only 2 years in this fucking business. But that's Bruno Sammartino and Captain Lou Albano wanting to talk to me. So they said, "So, where are you guys from? How long was the trip?" We told them about the fucking bear breathing in the middle of the street that was going to get up and slap the ass off of somebody at any moment. So we go upstairs, we get dressed, we come back downstairs. Bruno Sammartino and Captain Lou Albano buys our breakfast. And they're talking to me, and they're like, "Man, for not hearing about you, we've heard good things, And I'm like, "Oh, that's really cool." And they're like, "Yeah, Herb has this guy Brady Boone who does your style of wrestling, and like we're thinking about starting a storyline with you guys." And I don't know a Brady Boone at that time. I do now, but I didn't know what his wrestling style was. But it must have been jabroni 2 years in, because they was really adamant about I had the same wrestling as this guy. So we get to the show, and of course I'm the shits. Like the guy I'm wrestling, he's all right, but I mean I'm not good. I'm only 2 years in, but I did have an 87 Thunderbird at that time. So the match gets done, and hold on, let me back up. So we get to the venue, and all the talent enhancement is in a locker room to the left. I know I just pointed to the right, but if you turn the fucking there. Okay. So we go. I go to where the talent enhancement is, and I'm looking all the list of the names, and there's no name. Now, I can't remember the guy's name, but he had a yellow jacket on the dark side of the ring. He was like Herb's right hand. I go to him and I say, "I'm sorry, I was looking on the list, and I didn't see my name." And he goes, "Oh, you need to go to that locker room over there." So I'm going over and I'm looking at this piece of paper, and it says Paul Orndorff, Cowboy Bob Orton, B. Brian Blair, Cactus Jack, MadMan Pondo. 2 years in, I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm in this fucking locker room in awe. Like, I'm listening to guys that I watch. Paul Orndorff, WrestleMania 1. I'm listening to this dude talk. I took a picture with the guy. I looked like a fucking stick next to Paul Orndorff. I didn't even take my fucking nerd glasses off. All right. So now the match happens. Get done wrestling. I'm happy, shit. That's my first TV appearance. Bruno Sammartino, Captain Lou Albano, and Greg DeGeorge. You remember Greg DeGeorge, the guy that he did a little. Okay, Greg DeGeorge. They all pull me. So there's locker rooms both this way, and then there's an electric room straight forward. And they're like, "Hey, come with us." So I go inside this electric room, and all three of them's in there, and they're like, "Hey, we was wondering where was the flips? Where was all the jumping off the top rope? Where was all the jumping over the top rope to the floor?" And I'm like, "Oh, did you guys want me to?" And they're like, "You've never done that before?" And I'm like, "No. I have no clue what you're talking about." Then I start figuring shit out. We had an 18-hour trip, and the Super Ninja could at any time said, "Hey, I needed a ride. You had a cheap gas car, so I lied to these guys and told them you could do all this fucking incredible shit." Didn't tell me a fucking thing. Yeah. If he would have told me, I could have faked a leg injury. I could have done. There's 100 other things I could have done than got in that ring and looked like the stupid piece of shit that I looked like. You saw the match. I mean, what? Okay. So that's why these guys are buying me breakfast. That's why I'm fucking top name on this list on this fucking dressing room, not this dressing room. So I was booked on 3 UWF shows. After that, I was booked on no UWF. And me and this guy, 15 hours home, I was so pissed, I couldn't even talk to him. I didn't say a fucking word. He'd be like, "Hey, we need gas." I would pull over. I'd get the gas. I'd get back in. Didn't say a fucking word. I was so goddamn mad. So then I'm in my hometown, Florida, Illinois, small town of 5,000, and my friends call me on the phone and say, "Yo, you're on TV right now." And I'm like, "Really? Doing what?" They're like, "You're wrestling the Super Ninja." I'm like, "Shit, are you fucking kidding me?" You can hear them. You can hear Captain Lou Albano like just running me down on the microphone. You can hear Bruno Sammartino talking to Herb Abrams and saying, "So Herb, you give these guys a tryout. They're not always at the best and all this shit, and none of this is my fault. I didn't fucking know. All he had to do was say, 'Hey, I told them you're this, and I know you're this,' but he didn't." So that was that UWF story. That's how I made it on there. But doing that, I met Luna, and me and her got along real good. I met Dave Heath Gangrel. I met him. I got good experiences out of it, but can you imagine 15 hours home and not saying a fucking word to the guy sitting next to you?
I'm surprised you even gave him a ride home.
Well, yeah. I did get a free breakfast out of Bruno Sammartino and Captain Lou Albano.
That's a fucking great story in and of itself.
It's a true story. It's a fucking true story.
It's amazing.
And don't you know, while they're watching that match, both of them sitting there going, "I bought this motherfucker blueberry pancakes. I can't fucking How's it going, guys? Fuck, man. I've never met any of you, but I seem like we're already in the same you guys are fucking jacking each other off like cars, talking about assholes. Let's fucking talk, guys." I was listening to you guys before I came on, and do you guys remember what Sid's first wrestling gimmick was?
Lord
Humongous. Oh.
Lord Humongous. And I was there for some of that shit. I was a kid going to the Evansville Coliseum, and I'll never forget how vicious this motherfucker looked, right? So just a little story, another story. I know I'm taking over your show. I apologize. And
No,
you
we
guys
love
can
it, man.
cut
Oh,
me
this is
off
awesome.
Yeah.
anytime. You guys can cut me off and say, "Shut the fuck up, asshole." So, I'm on a show, and Jamie Dundee comes over and he says, "Hey, Pondo, Sid wants to borrow your scissors." I'm a nice guy. I go over, I get the scissors out of my bag. I'm holding them by the fucking blades, and I got the handles out, and I'm trying to hand them to Sid. Sid's tying his boot. He looks up and he goes, "What do you want me to do with those? Shove them up your ass?" I said, "No." So I went and sat back down. Jamie comes over and goes, "Pondo, you fuck fired." He just got fired from WCW for stabbing Arn Anderson. You're trying to hand him a pair of scissors. I said, "Jamie, that's not even funny. Like, number one, 6 guys can't hold this guy off of me. Number two, you got me handing him fucking scissors." I mean, a rib's a rib, but a murder is a murder, you know? So, yeah. My last Sid Vicious story, Evansville Coliseum. ICP didn't want Sid to be Sid. They wanted him to be Lord Humongous because he was in the Evansville Coliseum, and he did Lord Humongous there several times. So I hear the plan. I'm sitting in the same room. They told Sid, "Don't take the mask off for about 3 or 4 shows." So I'm sitting up in the balcony watching Sid go out to the ring. He hadn't wrestled yet. And if you know anything about the Juggalos, they like to throw shit in the ring. And, of course, Sid was the heel, so they're throwing shit in the ring. And a beer can comes, hits him. He picks up the beer, trying to get over with the Juggalos, and pours it on the mouth of the mask. And next thing I know, the mask comes off. And I mean abruptly, the mask comes off. I was like, holy shit, he wasn't supposed to do that for 2 or 3 shows. So I go downstairs to hear the explanation, and Sid is fucking livid. He's fucking pounding on doors. Where the fuck is ICP? But thank God Sid was main event. ICP had already went to the hotel. Apparently, one of them Juggalos pissed inside that beer can.
Oh,
Threw it. It hits. He picked it up, poured it on that hockey mask, and I'm sure it was like dripping down into his mouth every once in a while. So the heat was on, boy. I mean, so I don't have too many Sid stories, but that is, you know, I will never forget how dominant and fucking crazy Lord Humongous was when he would come to the ring. That was, and plus I was a big Mad Max fan, so hell yeah, man. I will remember all the good times with Sid just being Lord Humongous, and keep my mouth shut about anything else that I might know that he would make people get first class plane tickets and then no show. And I mean, not that I know that for sure, but I mean, I've been told. So, you know, I'll keep my mouth shut about all that. You know, not going to talk bad about the dead, and but you know, generally a sweet man, just a sweetheart. Take that. You know, I mean, take that.
Well, Pondo, I want to ask you. You mentioned scissors before, and there's a famous clip of you and Ian Rotten that a lot of people probably have seen of you, where you guys are cutting yourselves with scissors. You want to talk about that one a little bit, or how that one came about?
Man. So
yeah.
So we've been doing IWA Mid-South for a while, and we wanted to branch out. So CZW started running in Philly. Well, we wanted to be a part of that. We wanted to get jobs with that. So we're sitting in the locker room, and we're thinking on what to do. And Ian asked the locker room, does anybody have a pair of scissors? I think this dude's name's Lord Everett. from Combat Zone. He had the white, like, English hair. Anyway, he said, yes, I do. What we didn't know was it was a brand new out of the package pair of scissors. Therefore, they were razor fucking sharp, right? So we're evaluating the crowd. We're evaluating the situation. And Hat Guy from ECW,
John,
3 or 4 rows back, always had the corncob
Yeah, straw
hat.
hat.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. He's sitting front row at CZW. So Ian comes over and says, Pondo, we're going to get jobs at CZW now. And I'm like, how's that? And he goes, if we can get Hat Guy to react to what we're doing, they're going to give us jobs. They can't not give us jobs. I'm like, all right, I'm down. Let's go for it. So that was the Hat Guy was right in front of me doing Ian's forehead. And even after I got done and looked, I'm like, oh shit, man, I fucked up. Like that was pretty fucking gruesome. But here's the cool part, and you can't see it on video, and nobody will ever know but me, because Ian, of course, had shit in his eyes after that. But I look out at Hat Guy, and not only do we get a reaction, he's like getting ready to puke, and I'm like, we got jobs. Hell yeah, we got jobs. So at the end of it, I got a job. Ian didn't get a job. I don't know what happened, but yeah, that's. And then you can even after I did, Ian got 11 across his forehead. I got 24 in my arm. You saw my arm afterwards.
Yeah.
So, since I did that to Ian, I'm like, all right, receipt time, whatever. So you even see me tap him on the stomach, like, all right, get me, dude. And he did. He got me pretty good. But we got to the hospital, and of course, there's 2 of us with fucking vagina-like gaping holes. So, of course, the law gets called and all this crazy shit. But yeah, I got a job at CZW.
And
I
that
gotta tell
led
you,
that led
my
you going to
first-
Japan too, right? After that,
What's that?
that's what led you going to Japan too?
No.
Oh.
I wrestled Abdullah the Butcher in Overland, Missouri, for a company called MRW, ran by Mike Rogers and Big Ben. And they put me versus Abdullah the Butcher. Now, what I didn't know was I'm sitting back after the match, and I'm waiting on Abdullah to come back and give me criticism. He came back there and he goes, champ, that was great. Let's go back out. And we went back out for another 5 minutes. I tell that story to people who knows Abdullah the Butcher, and they say, you're fucking lying. Once Abdullah's done, he's done. He doesn't want to go back out. And I'm like, I'm serious. He took me back out. We went another 5 minutes. So I'm sitting back there, and Abdullah says, champ, I'm going to Japan in 5 days. If you get me a videotape by the time I come back, I'll take it back to Japan with me, and I'll see if I can't get you a job. So I drive to my house, like 5 hours from Overland, Missouri, hook up 2 VCRs, make a video at like 4, 5, 6 in the morning, make a highlight video of me, go to the post office, overnight it to his restaurant. So he got it in 2 days. He calls me on the phone and says, damn, champ, you really want to go to Japan, don't you? And I said, yes, sir, I do. And that's how I got in Japan. They threw me in with the CZW guys, but it was Abdullah that got me in Japan over there, which really helped me out. Number one, Abdullah would take me out to eat with the mafia and shit like that, so I didn't have to pay for food like the first 3 trips that I went. Plus, I was Abdullah's boy. Therefore, they was all afraid of me. They had no reason to be, but I mean, here's how you know when you're over in Japan. And again, I'm taking over your show. I'm sorry. So there's this thing called service bars. And what that is, it's hot Japanese chick that will pour your drinks for you, act like they want to fuck you, but they got no intentions on putting your dick anywhere near them. Abdullah loves these places. Fucking loves these places, right? So I was his boy. He would take me. He would fill the table full of food. I would get to eat every night and everything. So we closed this one out one night, and we're talking about 4 o'clock in the morning. And we go outside, and this is maybe trip 3, and Abdullah walks outside the service bar, and he is not about walking anywhere, but he was like, hey, champ, I'm in a pretty good mood tonight. Let's go to the hotel. I see it right over there. And we're walking to the hotel. Now, back up a minute. He would also, the reason I was there, I would be the guy holding Abdullah's T-shirts. And he would make the mafia buy the T-shirts and give them to the girls. Hell of a business. He was selling them 5,000 yen, right? And that was back when Japanese money was more than American money, so he was making bank. So taking me along with him didn't hurt him a bit. So 4 o'clock in the morning, for 4:10 in the morning, we're walking to the hotel, and I've got his bag of T-shirts. And there's this dude walking on the other side towards us, smoking a cigarette. He's got a leather jacket on, he's all punked out and all this shit. And he gets close enough, and he sees Abdullah. And he goes, "Butcher? Abdullah the Butcher?" And Abdullah goes, yes. And he goes to shake the guy's hand. Like Fiddler on the Roof, this guy starts yelling out, "Abdullah the Butcher! Abdullah the..." And I'm like, dude, you're going to get somebody arrested. Fucking chill out, right? Lights start coming on in houses. I wish I had an exaggeration point, but I do not. Lights start coming on in houses. People start seeing that Abdullah the Butcher is in the middle of the street, in their pajamas, in their fucking slippers with no socks, running out to meet Abdullah the Butcher. And he's got a small crowd. He says, "Shit, champ, pull my T-shirts out." So I'm pulling his T-shirts out. People are running back in their houses, getting money, coming back, buying these fucking T-shirts at 4 o'clock in the fucking morning. That is how you know you're over in Japan, right there. No exaggeration to that story whatsoever.
So, Pondo, you've had a long career, obviously. A hell of a story.
35 years, 34 years, too goddamn long.
Hell of a storyteller, man. I could listen to you to tell stories all night. Do you have like a go-to story? Do you have a one that always gets you, one that you enjoy telling?
I'm so full of shit. I tell them all. I don't know if I have a favorite or not, really. Okay, I do have one.
Boom.
And I heard you guys talking about, I don't know if it was on the podcast or not. Was you guys talking about Indians on the podcast or not on the podcast?
That was Indian Summer. That was on the podcast. Yes.
Yeah.
On the podcast. Therefore, I'm clear, correct?
Yes.
Clear.
So, for JCW,
Oh boy.
I'm sitting in the locker room, and I don't have a way to get to the hotel because I flew in. And ICP says, "Pondo, just get in that limo right there. It's going to the hotel." I'm like, all right, cool. I get in the limo. King Kong Bundy, Iron Sheik, both Rock and Roll Express, Angel Amoresso, Balls Mahoney. I'm the only "what the fuck am I doing here" guy in this limo. So we're going to the hotel, and about that time, the Iron Sheik sees a White Castle, and he starts yelling at the driver. He's like, "Oh, Bubba, please Please stop at White Castle. Please, I want to get a sack, please. Right? So the limo stops at the White Castle. Me, King Kong Bundy, and Iron Sheik are the only three that get out. Okay? Everybody else was doing whatever they was doing, not saying a word. Not saying a word. We're going into White Castle, and the minute we get in, the little glass compartment, you know how they got two doors? The minute we get in the little glass, Iron Sheik, he has a suit on, but he's still the fucking Iron Sheik. You know, he's got his mustache all fucking, he's got his turban on and all this shit. We walk into White Castle, and everybody in White Castle was like, "Oh my God, it's Iron Sheik!" You know, and they're all coming over and they're meeting him, and Iron Sheik, of course, he's taking advantage. He's like, Bubba, please, get the Sheiky boy, give me a 10 sack, give me a 10 sack. And of course, two of them go over to get a 10 sack. So then he's talking about wanting medicine. Hey, can anybody help me get any? We'll just call it medicine. Hey, can anybody help me get any medicine? You know, and about that time, King Kong Bundy behind me goes, "Hello," and everybody just kind of stopped and looked what's going on. And he goes, "WrestleMania 3." Everybody's just staring at him, and he goes, "The cage with Hulk Hogan." Everybody's just staring at him. About that time, he goes, "Pondo, help me out." And I said, "Did any of you guys see Richard Pryor's Moving?" And they said, "Yeah." And I said, "Remember the guy who moved the semi?" And they said, "Oh, was that you?" And he goes, "Fuck you, ninjas," and walked out. Now, I said the word ninja.
Oh, yeah.
I said the word ninja. I never use that word. He left me in White Castle with that word and walked the fuck out. And I'm just like, and they're all looking at me like, and finally one of them poked up and said, "Yo, was that King Kong Brody?" Yes, it was. That was it. That was King Kong Brody that just walked out. Yeah, just as long as they wasn't all going to attack me for that word, I didn't give a fuck if they said, "Was that Bastion Booger?" That's who that motherfucker was. They weren't coming after me. All right, but yeah, that's just that story. Everybody, because other people will say, "Hey, tell everybody about that limo story," So there you go.
Jeez.
God damn.
Oh boy.
You mentioned your illustrious career, 35 years. You've worked all over the place. How did you get involved with ICP and Juggalo Championship Wrestling?
So you guys might be familiar with M3, Malcolm 3.
Okay.
No?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
There's a Malcolm 3. There's a Malcolm 2 who I've wrestled for. But before him, there was Sweet Daddy Malcolm Monroe. And he was running these shows out of a boxing arena in Detroit. And me and Ian did a thumbtack death match that night. Now, the place was packed, but there was two guys there called the Hector Hatchet and the Sewer Dweller. And the crowd was going nuts for these guys, right? I have no idea who they are. A couple of white guys with dreadlocks. And we get done wrestling, and I'm sitting in the back. And finally, Ian recognizes who those guys are, and he was like, "That's them two motherfuckers that put me on their VCR package. Me and Axel on their on the VCR cover, and didn't give us no money and all this shit." So already he's against them. He don't even want to talk to him. So the one that will talk to him, and of course I don't know these guys, they come over to me and they're like, man, that was great. That was fucking awesome. You guys did such a good job. We got this video out called Stranglemania Live, and I had no fucking clue what that was. And at almost the end of the conversation, ICP Violent J told me, he said, someday we're going to run a wrestling company and we want you to come with us. And I'm like, all right, great. You know, you hear so much bullshit in professional wrestling. Yeah. This wasn't created yet. They didn't know about this. If they would have known about this, I might have took it, but they didn't know about it. So they went out and they got me one of their CDs called fucking Tunnel of Love.
Oh, okay.
No, Tunnel of Love. When you open it, Shaggy has his face enhanced on this guy with this huge fucking cock. It can't be real. So already I'm like, what the hell is this? And then they gave me a t-shirt that said, ain't no bitch too whack, ain't no bitch too fat, ain't no bitch too ugly for Super Balls. And it had a dick and balls with Superman cape on it and the little black curl on it. So already I'm like, what's these guys about? So then on my way home, I started listening to the CD and I'm like, you know what? This shit's legit. This just sounds cool. This is pretty good. Even prior to that, I bought the Great Malenko before I pre-ordered the Great Malenko before Disney pulled them all off the shelf. I don't know if you guys know about that situation or not. I had one of those for a long time, and divorce, girl to girl. There's no fucking telling where that is now. You guys, I don't know if you guys know about that shit or not. So I live alone now. Does that tell you anything? This fucking handsome mug lives alone. This is spoiler alert. I know that's shocking. But
Travesty.
So,
damn shame.
So, I'm in O'Fallon, Missouri. O'Fallon, Illinois. Anyway, it's near Missouri. And I'm walking around the mall, and I see a whole bunch of people wearing ICP T-shirts. And I'm like, holy shit, that's those guys. And I didn't get their fucking name, their number, you know, I didn't get nothing. So finally they're doing a show called Stranglemania Live, and this is in 97. And they appointed a guy named Dan Curtis to find MadMan Pondo. And they found me, and I've been doing ICP wrestling shows since 97. I just got done being at my 24th gathering of the Juggalos. 24 fucking years. Can you imagine the shit that I've seen over the years?
No.
Yeah, that's how I got started with Insane Clown Posse.
That's absolutely.
I might have seen 7 titties in my time at the gathering.
7.
That's a 7. Yeah.
On one bird?
Yeah, one had surgery.
I want to go to the
Good
chat.
for her showing it off. Good for her.
If I kind of want to go to the chat here quick, SJ wants to know, throughout your whole wrestling career, who is the hardest opponent you've ever faced in a death match?
The hardest, as in hardest, or who was the hardest to deal with?
Oh, like this?
Yeah, I was going to say. Who had the rebar? Yeah.
It's got to be Necro. Necro wants you to earn your spot. And I'm this guy's friend, and he was punching me in the fucking eye, so I can't imagine what he was doing to other people. But there's a video from a match, me versus Necro versus New Jack from ECW Arena, and it's for Combat Zone Wrestling. And maybe or maybe not, Necro might have been on liquid morphine, Maybe. Allegedly. Allegedly, that might not have been what was on the fucking thing. But I'm pretty sure. So, during the match, this guy, Necro, he's my friend, but he is punching the fuck out of me. So finally, there's a spot where he's on the top rope, and I'm supposed to throw him down to the ring apron, then to the floor. Fuck that ring apron. I threw this guy down to the floor, right? Straight to the floor. Then I went to almost to the back, and there was a see that fan right there? There was one of those just by the wall. Didn't belong to the company, belonged to the building. I unplugged it, grabbed it, and you'll see the clip somewhere on YouTube. I baseball swung that thing into Necro's face. And then I went to pick him up, and he's looking up at me, and he's going, "I'm hitting you too hard, ain't I, bud?" I said, "Yes, fucking stop." So yeah, Necro. I'd say Necro was my hardest one.
I guess in talking hardest one, you just got back from Japan a couple weeks ago, and over the weekend, 83-year-old Dory Funk Jr. Participated in a death match. Have you had an opportunity to see that, and what are your thoughts on that?
I saw pictures, but see, me and Shadow WX, we hang out a lot when I'm over there, and he comes to America and hangs out with me. So I knew about this match a long time ago. Let me tell you one of the funniest things I ever heard Violent J say. A guy named Patrick was having a congratulations party or a 10-year party or something like that. So they was running a wrestling show. Well, he went to Dory Funk's school. And Violent J got on the microphone and he said, "Here he is, Patrick, who went to Dory Funk Senior School." And Patrick corrected him and said, "No, Dory Funk Jr." And Violent J said, "Oh, I mean Dory Funk Jr. But for years he's looked like Dory Funk Senior." And that was probably almost 15, 18 years ago. And now Dory Funk is headlining a fucking death match. Hey, I hope to be doing the same thing at 83. So more power to Dory Funk. I'm so happy that he got to do that. And the pictures, the explosions happening around him. Shit, man. Kudos to Dory Funk.
It's crazy. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I love it, though.
On your trip, I have to ask, because I know you've been going to Japan for a very long time. Have you indulged in the raw horse meat?
On accident, but not raw. They have this thing called Korean barbecue. And
Love Korean
me
barbecue.
And Tony was fucking hungry. So the first plate for people who don't know, Korean barbecue, they'll bring raw meat on plates. There's a little like stove oven, a little heat plate in the middle of the table, and you'll put the meat on there and you'll cook it yourself. Well, we did that, and we're just going to town on this meat, and it was a little tough and all that. And finally, one of the other Japanese wrestlers says, "You know," and he's like, "We know what?" And he went, That's when we found out we was eating a horse. We may or may not have stopped eating it at that point, but we was pretty fucking hungry. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I've heard nothing but good things about the raw horse meat.
See, I didn't eat it raw. I cooked it myself, but it came raw. But people was eating that shit raw.
Yeah,
So
apparently
Lance,
that's
what Lance Archer said.
I mean, how do they get around the glue?
Holy shit.
Well, we want to thank MadMan Pondo for stopping by.
I gotta ask my question though.
Yeah, you got to do it.
Oh, this is
I
a
gotta
great
know,
question.
Pondo. When was the last time you shit your pants?
Well, I just had stomach surgery. Congratulate me, guys. I was 300.
Congratulations on your stomach surgery.
Can you
Yeah.
tell? Can you tell? So I was
Yeah, you look fucking
332
great.
pounds for years. I'm down to 223 pounds. But
Yeah.
during the stomach surgery, the doctor comes in, and of course they gotta probe and touch you. And I'm not one that can go in one of them bowls. I have to go to the fucking toilet. You know what I'm talking about? The fucking things that they try
the
to shove
bedpans.
under you.
Yeah, the bedpans.
I
Yeah,
still
yeah, yeah.
don't know the mechanics of that. How do you not shit all over yourself? And my dick is not big enough to piss down in that fucking bowl. So I do not know the logistics of it. So I'm not using that fucking thing. So the doctor's sitting there pushing around on me, and next thing I know, whoosh. I'm talking about deuce, right? And I'm thinking, all right, I will just keep my mouth shut and wait for the doctor to leave, and then I'll go clean myself up. The doctor goes, damn, did you shit yourself? What a professional, right? I mean, me and him are cool. We're cool, you know. I mean, he's a wrestling fan, but it sounds like he was out of place. But no, he was like, damn, did you shit yourself? And I was, yeah. But yeah, in all fairness, it's not like I was a child laying in bed. This dude's like punching down on my shit bag, and next thing I know, it just fucking shot out. But so I had my surgery October 17th of last year, so this would probably be October 18th or 19th. How about I know the fucking dates? Wow.
Ever in the ring?
No, never in the ring. I've heard people's stories about that. That would be like promotional suicide to me. You would never be able to wrestle again. So no, I always make sure I'm pretty flushed before I go to the fucking ring.
What do you got coming up?
What kind of stories have you guys gotten off of that?
Oh, we've gotten some good ones.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell them one?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if it wasn't on a doctor's bed, you guys wouldn't have got that story out of me, by God.
There's been a couple of, they shit their pants on a road trip, but not so much in the ring, but they've definitely told stories of their peers shitting themselves in the ring or being in the ring with somebody who shit themselves.
I shit myself
can't
at
even remember
breakfast
that
on Christmas morning.
Merry Christmas.
That's what I told the family.
Told your family you shit your pants. You just didn't even quietly excuse yourself.
Oh no,
I
did. Of course. Not that much of a fucking heathen. And it wasn't the first time I shit my. It wasn't the first time I shit my pants on Christmas either.
Take a limb off the tree and wipe your ass with it and say, "Check it out, fam."
Old school.
I just shit my pants.
Fucking Pilgrim style.
You thought the cat only played with these, but no.
I wasn't feeling well, and I shouldn't have trusted it. That's what happened.
I guess so. What was you eating a meal?
No, well, yeah, it was breakfast. I had just finished making breakfast on Christmas morning. We all sat down, fucking lifted a cheek to let one out, and I'm like,
"What would you have for breakfast? P.F. Chang's?"
No, we probably I think we ate at my sister-in-law's the night before. A lot of meat, a lot of beans, shit like that. Fucking now I'm hungry now I want P.F. Chang's, man. It's been a while. I missed them lettuce wraps. Those are fucking delicious.
Oh boy.
Pondo, this has been absolutely a blast. We'd love to have you back on
Fuck
anytime
yeah.
to shoot the shit. This was great.
No, he's. What do you mean almost over? He is over. What are you talking about?
No, I mean, what time does your podcast start? Because I ain't got a fucking thing to do.
The podcast started an hour ago, man.
Like I said, I took your show over. Well, let me do this then. Corey Higdon over at Deathmatch Worldwide started a webpage for deathmatch wrestlers, and you can find just about any deathmatch wrestler out there's t-shirt. There's plenty of fucking MadMan Pondo t-shirts on there. Any deathmatch worker you can think of. Corey Higdon, deathmatchworldwide.com. Tell him I sent you. He's not going to give you anything cheaper, but it makes me look good. And a guy named John Cosper wrote a book called Bluegrass Wrestling or something like that. And I put a little piece in there, and all these people said, oh my God, you got Pondo to do a little piece in there? You need to write a book about MadMan Pondo. So he had asked me several times, and I just didn't think anybody would care about what I had to say. So I kept turning it down. And finally I said yes. And now there's a book out there called Memoirs of a Madman. You can get it on Amazon.com. Or if you want an autographed copy, you can get it at eatsleepwrestle.com. And if you bring that book to one of the wrestling shows where I'm doing a death match, I will take the ink off my forehead and give you the old bloody thumbprint on the first page. I was doing that first before them fuckers with them baseball cards. Trust me on that. They saw me do that and thought, oh, that'd be a good idea for baseball cards. But, yeah, again, t-shirts, deathmatchworldwide.com, or if you want a MadMan Pondo book, eatsleepwrestle.com.
And I will put.
I have that book, and I can say like the stories are the best. So,
what's your favorite story in that book?
I believe anything with Bridget the Midget.
What a time in my life that was. It was like fucking in between two little pork chops. We're still friends to this day, me and Bridget. We still talk on Facebook every once in a while.
That's awesome. Wasn't expecting a Bridget the Midget mention, but here we are.
Hey, man. Hey. I didn't know that it's going to be as impressive as what it was, but I get guys coming up to me all the time asking me how Bridget was. And I don't remember if this is what I wrote about in the book, but 3, 4, 5 strokes in, I stopped and I'm just staring at her. And she's like, what? And I'm like, sorry, you're a porn star and I didn't expect it to be this tight. And she goes, oh, no offense whatsoever. She said, I do this thing, and she kegled my cock inside so tight. I'm like, oh my God, why are you a porn star? You need to teach every chick in America how to do that.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
Holy shit.
Hey, I think that's the perfect way.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's beyond legendary status.
Yes, 100%.
This is fucking God tier interview right here.
I will put all the links to Deathmatch Worldwide and to Memoirs of a Madman in the description of this episode. So please, if you enjoyed this interview, you want to support Mondo, please grab a t-shirt, grab the book. I'm going to order one when we're done.
Pondo.
His name is Pondo, not Pondo.
Pondo with a
Double T.
Yeah.
Oh, Double T can't talk for
said
shit.
Pondo.
So.
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
It sounded like Mondo. Fuck me.
Don't worry, Double T.
I
We'll get you back, brother. Don't worry about it.
Hey guys, thanks for having me on. I hope I gave you guys a laugh or two. And hey,
Fuck yeah, dude.
anytime you want to do this, just get a hold of me, and I'm here for you.
Awesome, man.
Awesome.
We appreciate you. It was a blast.
Thank you, brother. Be
See you
well.
guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
MadMan Pondo.
No, I said fucking Pondo, you dick snot.
I bet you said Mondo. I didn't hear it, but I bet you did.
I think I heard it.
You guys are at your balls.
I got a title for the episode. Pushing down on my shit bag.
2 pork chops.
2 pork chops is a good one too.
That was incredible.
Never thought we would have heard about Bridget the Midget and her fucking snapper.
Amazing.
Kegel my blank.
Good God.
Oh my God, dude.
All right, well, we got
not bad for my first guest, huh?
Not bad at all. I got news for you, buddy. It's all fucking downhill from here.
Oh yeah, no, there's no way I'm ever gonna top that. This might be my last show.
At least you know where you stand.
Yeah.
Jesus
Well,
Christ.
we still got it. We're going to talk AEW All In. We got picks to go over. Bash in Berlin preview this week. TNA Emergence on Friday, which has me intrigued. That's not my thing to say. I'm not stealing his gimmick.
Back after this. Oh, I was waiting for the cue. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I didn't know if he was done. Usually he says, like, we got all that and more. And then I'd say,
Oh, sorry. We got all the Double T says we got all that and more.
KJG, give it a 1, 2, 3.
Back after this.
We would like to thank each and every one of you for tuning in every week to listen to The Shining Wizards. Here are some other ways in which you can support the show. If you shop on Amazon, visit amazon.shiningwizards.com and shop the way you always do. You'll pay the same low prices, and a portion of your purchase will help support the show. If you'd like to buy a Shining Wizards t-shirt, visit merch.shiningwizards.com to visit our pro wrestling tee store, and select from over a dozen great designs. You can also become a Patreon supporter at patreon.shiningwizards.com, where we offer bonus content, producer credits, special legend shows where you participate in the show, and so much more. Continue to listen to us wherever you listen to podcasts and watch the show live on social media. Don't forget to like, rate, review, and subscribe. Your continued support helps us to keep bringing you the best in professional wrestling podcasting.
It's time for your weekly lineup of shows on the Shining Wizards Network. On Mondays, it's the latest from Gorilla Brain, featuring the year of Duke and Rowe, covering a year's worth of classic wrestling, and the Tots Pod, introducing the world to wrestling action figure collecting. Also on Mondays, it's 30 Screams or Less, a weekly review of horror movies in 30 minutes or less. Rounding out Mondays, it's the Shining Wizards, covering everything in the world of pro wrestling. On Wednesdays, it's the Mark Order Podcast, keeping you up to date on everything AEW. On Fridays, it's Horns Up, as Radioactive Metal brings you everything in the world of heavy metal music. And on Saturdays, it's the ROH Revelry, covering everything in the history of Ring of Honor. The Shining Wizards Network is also the home to other great shows, like Bread Club, bringing you the latest from New Japan Pro Wrestling. The Brocast, your watch-along from Down Under, featuring the greatest wrestling matches in history. Turnbuckle throwbacks, paying homage to the greatest shows in the history of pro wrestling. Wrestling Night in Canada, a focus on wrestling with a north-of-the-border spin. Going Underground, taking you back to everything in the history of Lucha Underground. An inconclusive breakdown, keeping you up to date on everything happening in the world. Enjoy all of the amazing shows on the Shining Wizards Network, available wherever you listen to podcasts and at shiningwizardsnetwork.com. It's the Shining Wizards Network. Entertainment here.
For centuries, women have tried to enhance the size of their breasts because women know that itty-bitty titties just don't stack up. After all this time, 21st century technology has provided the ladies with a modern miracle of science. Introducing Curve Crafter 5000 for the ultimate in cleavage construction. A technological breakthrough with 2 simple suction cups. Ladies, you can suck your way to the size of your dreams. And if you act now, you get the sweater stretcher absolutely free to guarantee firmness and a full bosom that people with any pronouns will enjoy. For the Curve Crafter 5000 and the free sweater stretcher, call now at 551-3 888-333-1030 for only $29.99 plus $5 shipping and handling, or send check or money order to the address on your screen.
All right, we are back. Special thanks again to MadMan Pondo. All those links will be in the show description. So if that is something you'd be interested in, please support MadMan Pondo. The book sounds like it might be on par with the Todd Gordon book. Like I'm going to order it when we're done because I have a stack of fucking wrestling books that I have to read. But man, that I'm excited to check that out. So special thanks to MadMan Pondo.
Absolutely recommend it. It was a great read.
That was something.
Yeah, man. That was something. And something happened this weekend. AEW's All Out took place London, England at the Wembley. And of course, we had picks to make. But of course, there was also the show. And I think we're going to talk a little bit about that next here. I'm sorry. I'm still adjusting to the 5 guys.
Oh yeah,
and,
it takes a while.
Yeah, and I've just kind of I don't know about you, HK, but I've just kind of recovered from last
6
week.
guys.
Yeah,
no, just like have the whole.
Last week was 6 guys, so
it was.
Oh yeah,
I've just recovered from having everybody here, the barbecue, driving everybody around, going back to work. I've just kind of reset myself. So I'm a little off tonight, so I apologize.
Getting back in the regular groove. I'm with you.
I couldn't fucking find him all week, man.
Yeah, talk to Tropical about it. He's the same way. Just kind of got to get back in that regular groove. Not easy.
But I did make it a point to order AEW's All In. Big show. The stuff Wednesday night on Dynamite kind of sold me on Danielson and Swerve. And I think it lived up to the hype, man. I put it in the Shining Wizards Discord today. Like, I didn't watch live because I was working. So I started it last night when I got home, and I just couldn't keep my fucking eyes open. So I finished it this afternoon. The whole presentation of the main event, and this is just my opinion. You guys can agree, disagree. We can talk about it. It was on par with a WWE presentation of a main event, and I don't think that's something AEW has done in a very, very long time.
Yeah, this show absolutely ruled, and I agree with you 100% with your main event point. From the entrances, from the drama, from the family being involved at the end, and the finish, and the actual match itself, which we could, just like we could talk about Sid for 3 hours, we could talk about this main event for hours. It had everything. So I couldn't agree with you more, Matt. This had WrestleMania vibes to me.
Yeah, I'm absolutely with you. This had like the Yes Movement vibes. Like I knew Brian is popular, but I could not believe how much the fans were behind him. Like he might have been even more over than Ospreay at yesterday, which is saying something. But that match was unbelievable.
And that crowd,
edge of my seat.
That crowd just like kept wanting more. So even like you would think maybe after Ospreay, did his thing, maybe they would take a step back, dial it down. No, they just got hotter and hotter as the show went on, and it totally like hit its apex when it should have, which is your main event. That's when you want your crowd to be at its best. I mean, you want it to be, alive all night, but at your main event, the one that you invested everything in, your top guys, you want that to be where the crowd erupts the most, and boy, did they.
I think, I hear that too. Who's got the birds?
I don't hear birds.
I hear birds.
Yeah, I don't hear anything.
Let me take my earbuds out and see if they're.
What, you got birds in your basement?
No, I got no birds.
Is that me?
You got birds?
It's HK.
I got no birds.
You got something going.
Like a cop car.
Watch. I'm gonna mute HK's mic. Watch.
Oh, he's got birds.
Fuck yeah, he's got birds. He's the biggest bird.
He's always got some kind of fucking issue over there, huh?
Got a fucking issue. I got no birds.
You got birds, dude. You got something going on. Is your house on fire? Is that your alarm?
Well, we got bad weather coming through. I don't know if that's be a situation.
How do you not hear that?
I don't hear it at all.
What did you think of the Swerve Danielson main event?
I enjoyed the main event. I wish that there was no Hangman involvement in it. That's the only thing that I didn't like about it. Outside of that, I very much enjoyed the main event. I think Brian Danielson at this point is kind of Teflon. You know what I mean? Like, you can't really do anything to him to stop him. He's going to be popular, and like, I know he doesn't really work for me as a heel. I know they've kind of teetered on that with him here and there. It just doesn't work for me when he goes out as a heel. But as far as a baby goes, he is absolutely unstoppable.
Yeah, the stuff with his family, the way they built that up there, and then like even like Swerve going over and getting in like the kids' faces, like just fucking dastardly, like great shit. And I thought the commentary team did a good job overall. I can't deal with Tony Schiavone anymore.
Really?
Just like give me Nigel, Taz, and Sockface. I'm good.
No, Sockface got to hit the bricks too.
No, I like the dynamic with Sockface and Nigel.
Yeah, he's the only one that knows how to call moves.
But the main event, 100% delivered. Career versus title. Brian Danielson walks out of there. The fucking final countdown, fucking awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome that he used that. My second favorite moment of the night, the casino battle royal, the gauntlet, whatever. Yes. Fucking Nigel McGuinness coming in at 3. What a fucking surprise, man! I thought that's the best battle royal AEW has ever done.
There was so much star power just in that battle royal too,
and like just in the first few entries too, like literally like right out the gate.
Wait, was it? So what was it, like a Royal Rumble, like typical two?
So this is the one thing that I have. Like, if I'm gonna nitpick on, I just don't like the rules. Like you can like the first 2 people can like end the match before anyone else comes in. But like like that's not going to happen. So like it takes a lot of believability out of it. Like you're not gonna not have 21 guys on it if that was the number. I forget what the number was. 21. Like you're gonna get everyone in. So like until like there's like 4 or 5 guys in the match where like everyone can break up a pinfall, like it's not. That's the only thing I had an issue with. But I think it delivered, to Matt's point, like 100, like over delivered. I think.
Ricochet showing up was, I don't know if I would have done it here. I really don't know if I would have done it here because he kind of, I don't think he got the shine that he should have got. The other thing that I didn't like is having Luchasaurus come down, and they didn't make a big enough deal about what happened earlier in the night for him to do that and for it to have any real impact or meaning at all. I'm with you, KJG. I can't stand the rules of this match. 21 people are going to come out. That's it. Make it a fucking Royal Rumble style gimmick, right? Maybe the last 2 guys go to a pinfall submission, whatever you want to do. But that's why like that match really kind of fell flat for me, was because seeing Ricochet is great. I would have saved it. I don't think it needed to be here. Like I say, I think that with as much going on in the match, I think it really kind of, he didn't get the shine that he should have had for his first appearance in AEW. And then again, that Luchasaurus shit was not, they just didn't do it. There wasn't a big enough impact earlier the night for them to come back and go like, okay, well here's a story. And if that was, why are you doing a double swerve right there? You know what I mean? I didn't care for it.
I'm with you.
They dropped the ball with that. Look, I get it. It's Wembley. It's huge. There's a lot of great aerial shots they could take. But, man, some of the production early on, especially at the end of that triple threat, the 4-way ladder match, they completely missed what Kill Switch.
That's right.
Kind of like fucking does like, I'm done with you, Christian, and walks out. Because Jabberjaws and company are fucking yelling about Pac getting his fucking moment, which is another thing that fucking annoys the shit out of me. We got 3 trios, and then we're just gonna throw together fucking the BCC and Death Triangle because Ray Phoenix and fucking Lucha Pentagam, whatever the fuck his name is, they're fucking leaving. Like, I don't know. And then like, he gets his moment. Stop with the fucking moments. I'm tired of the moments. Make it make sense. And then for you to completely miss something that's going to impact this great casino gauntlet battle royal that I thoroughly enjoyed. Like, come on, get your fucking heads out of your asses, people.
Yeah, I was scratching my head at the whole Luchasaurus thing too, because I guess to your point, and I didn't realize it till now, I didn't know enough transpired beforehand to lead to him coming out as Luchasaurus. I totally missed that whole thing. I just thought maybe like Luchasaurus like in general just had enough, and so now he's coming out that way. Like it definitely, like, I get once they finally pulled the trigger on the Christian win, I get it. And also to your point about the BCC and Pac, that is a head scratcher unless Pac is joining the BCC. Like, where's Mox been?
BCC anymore?
Where's Mox?
I don't know. Like Pac is down there. Pac's down there celebrating with Brian.
Yeah, like that made no sense either.
And Wheeler Yuta has another fucking title. Come on, what are we doing? What are we doing, people?
I don't want to hate on the show because I really liked it.
No, look. Also, throw the fucking FTW title in the goddamn fucking garbage. Hook coming out to the beep 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 Taz entrance was fucking cool. It's FTW rules. Oh, he's had fucking Hook has had friends for the last 3 months. He had Samoa Joe. He had Shibata. Right? It's FTW rules. You're looking at the ring. You're going out to. You're walking into the teeth of the fucking giant. It's Jericho, fucking Big Bill, and Brian Keith. He doesn't bring a single person. It's 3-on-1. They're using fucking croquet balls. Stop. It was a fucking stupid fucking waste of time. Fuck you, Hook and Jericho. You shitbirds.
But not Big Bill.
No, Big Bill was fucking over. Big Bill's great.
Amazing. It was amazing. Him
Jericho singing. Who gives a fuck? Fozzy, suck me sideways.
Yeah, that shit can go away for sure.
I fucking hated this. I hated this. It just insults everybody involved. FTW, Taz is there. He gets involved. The shittiest Kata Hajime I've ever seen in the whole existence of the fucking Kata Hajime. He sat there for fucking 10 minutes and let his kid get triple teamed.
Oh, yeah?
But he explained it, though. He tried to justify it.
But he had the whole fucking build up to this. His Hook had a squad, and now nobody's there to be found. There were fucking 18 people in a pre-show match. Two of them couldn't back Hook.
Shibata was with Hook, too. Why isn't he coming out? He's fucking there.
He was there,
He's
yeah.
on the pre-show, yeah. Jericho fucked him, too. Why isn't he out there helping?
Fucking annoyed the shit out of me. Those are the only two things I didn't like, was the way they kind of production was like all over the place trying to get these cool visuals, which is fine, but don't do it when it's like an important part of the story is unfolding.
Yeah.
Right? And this fucking Hook match can suck a dick.
And they missed a lot of spots where like guys were like outside waiting for their time to come in and like interfere or like do something. Like there was a lot of that too, where like the camera was panning out probably a little too more than it a little wider than it should have, and you see a guy just like kneeling on the apron and then just like running in and like doing that shit.
Well, you have fucking 12 guys in every single match. That's going to happen.
Yeah. Again, picking nits, but overall, I enjoyed the show.
And I mean, look, I didn't watch the pre-show. So I was just as surprised as the rest of you when I found out Jamie Hayter returned.
I didn't find that out until like 2 hours after the show. Like, I don't think they brought
took
it up
her
during
booty.
the show.
They took her booty from her. She has no booty anymore.
I watched the pre-show. I watched
the pre-show too.
Did they show the 16-man tag match?
Sure did.
Oof. None of it makes sense.
I couldn't tell who the heels or the baby faces were.
None of it makes sense.
Yeah.
Tommy Billington, Kip Sabian, Rock Romero, Kyle Fletcher, Leo Rush, Action Andretti, and Top Flight with Don Callis. What?
Yeah, like Don Callis is like shaking hands with like people that I thought were good guys. Like it. All right, so yes, it doesn't make sense, but I tried to like take myself out of like that mentality. But that was egregious on a lot of it.
I get that. All these guys are over there for like for all the like tapings, Dynamite and Collision, but everyone doesn't have to be on the fucking match show.
This is like that Survivor Series match they did the one time where they mixed the
scramble.
heels and faces, except on the pre-show, not the main event.
No, it was the main event. It was 95 when it was like.
No, I mean this match was on the pre-show.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
And we all picked
96.
Statlander and Stokely because I thought, with the stipulation being the winner chooses the type of match they have, I don't know. I thought it was right in the wheelhouse for the heels to cheat so they could try and get the upper hand.
Yeah, stack the deck.
Right.
But clearly we were all idiots.
Clearly.
Yep.
Tony, were you
Handsome
excited
Kevin.
for Hayter?
What's up?
What?
Tony, were you excited to see Jamie Hayter back? You've been clamoring for it forever.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling it.
Oh god.
Yeah, right. She lost her booty. Where's her booty, bro?
No, she fucking looks like Becky Lynch light now.
Yes.
Oh,
She looks like Becky Lynch and Asuka melded together. Not digging it.
Because of the
Asuka.
color scheme of her gear.
Just not digging it. Yeah, I don't know. I'll wait and see. I'll reserve judgment.
And I'll do the same with Ricochet too, by the way, because I thought he had a grand entrance, and you got the pyro and all that stuff. We'll see what they do on Wednesday.
Can I tell you the one thing that bothered me about Ricochet? And I don't know why it bothered me.
You saw the dildo falling out of his asshole?
No, he had his fucking necklace on, and it bothered me.
Shawn Michaels always wore a necklace. Didn't bother you?
I didn't look closely enough. I was hoping Shawn Michaels' head would fall off his fucking head.
Plenty of other things bothered him.
IRS wrestled with a tie.
He was the fucking IRS guy. It's a piece of jewelry. I don't know. It's just weird. Stuck out like a sore thumb. HK, what did you was the main event your favorite match, or did you have something else that you really enjoyed?
The main event was easily my favorite match. I really wish they wouldn't have had Hangman involved in it. Like, it would have been nice to have just like one good, clean wrestling match with no bullshit.
Nope.
Yeah.
Well, refresh my memory, HK. Did even after Hangman was outside on the outside and got escorted away by security, was there still a pinfall attempt that Swerve kicked out of? There was, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was not the end of the match.
It was not the end of the match. So like, I don't think it really totally took away from it, because I think Swerve even got some offense in afterwards, and then
there's no need for it.
Sure, there is. The story is Hangman Page is super obsessed with getting back at Swerve to the point where it distracted Swerve enough for him to get the L.
I just wish they were more stable with not having so many people where you can't tell whether or not they're supposed to be good guys or bad guys, like who you're supposed to root for. I just wish that was more of a concentrated effort with them. But
Nah, man, everybody's friends. Everybody's cool. Everybody gets along, except for Jericho, because he's a piece of shit.
how about Jeff Jarrett? How about that reaction?
Awesome.
Loved it.
It was
All about
awesome.
Jeff
And I
Jarrett.
do love that when Hangman ran in, they didn't play his fucking goofy music. Like, I like that they just let people, like, he ran in, there wasn't a big deal. Somebody else interfered in something, and they didn't play their goofy music. I'm trying to think. Whatever. It's neither
left
here
their
nor
notes
there.
on
I
the
just
dry,
thought that
right?
was nice when they don't play their fucking music when someone's going to do a run-in. I didn't think Mercedes Moné and Britt was bad. The finish was shit. But
Yeah.
man, they got a fucking terrible spot in between Osprey, MJF, and Jungle Man and Darby.
Yeah, that was clunky. Little clunky.
Dobby.
Her
Little
finisher
clunky.
sucks. That fucking finish.
She needs a new finisher like nobody else.
She's
It's
not
garbage.
good. She's not good, and it was flat. The entire match was flat, and even the ending. Nobody reacted. Nobody gave a shit. She comes out in a fucking carriage being pulled by some chaps. Fuck.
I thought that was awesome.
All of her fucking dogs and shit. No reaction, man. None. The entire
Funny.
entire match fucking sucks.
My friend that I was watching with, he was like, "Can we just get the dogs and leave Monet in the carriage?"
Yeah, no shit. She's bad.
What's up? What's wrong with Darby Allin?
What do you mean what's wrong with him?
He got another
He's fucking
hour.
Put all the fucking thumbtacks on his face like a weirdo.
He's into doo-doo art. That's all you fucking need to know.
Dude, he takes some. I've said it before. He takes some fucking insane bumps, man.
Stupid. He's gonna be crippled by the time he's 40.
Yep.
Guaranteed.
And how do you guys feel about Sting? Sting making the save.
Loved it.
Liked it. Yeah.
I just wish the
He
ramp
said-
wasn't so damn long.
Yeah.
Didn't give a shit.
I liked hearing Seek and Destroy again.
Oh, that was cool.
boy.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Didn't hear
Yeah,
it. Didn't hear it enough in last season of fucking Fortnite.
Wait, they have seasons of Fortnite?
Fuck
Yeah.
dude.
What does your shirt say?
It says Fortnite.
Oh, you're a fucking dork.
You're a dork. What do you have on your shirt? Dory Funk Rules?
No, it's the Bush concert tee from the concert I went to Wednesday night.
Good. Did you shave your bush?
No, I didn't shave my bush.
Is that dude still alive?
Gavin
Nope.
Rossdale, yes, he's still the lead singer of Bush. He's very much alive. Will Ospreay busted out Tiger Driver 91. Beat old that was Daniel Garcia. They didn't play his music. I like that. That made sense. Everything made sense to me.
Yeah. That match could rival the main event as match of the night. I think
Yeah,
that might
that was
be match
really
of the
good.
night.
I also don't like Tony and this is what bothered me about Tony Schiavone. Like MJF is a heel, but your job is to be you just call the action. You're not supposed to pick good guy. Don't pick a side.
Is that Tony's job or is that Generico's job? Or Generico, Excalibur's job?
Sockface?
Yeah, is that Sockface's job?
I wanted bias. I want you to call it down the middle, Bill Alfonso style.
Alrighty. Daddy.
I liked the show. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, HK. I know you're chomping at the bit to say something.
No, and this is the first AEW pay-per-view I've watched in a while. And I was excited to watch the pay-per-view. I think for the most part, while I was watching it, there was a lot of things that in my mind, I'm like, okay, well, I didn't care for that. I didn't care for that, but I kept on, you know what I mean? Like I kept on trying to enjoy what I was watching. I'm excited for the next pay-per-view, right? I'm hoping that is a little bit better. Overall, watching this pay-per-view did not make me want to buy an AEW pay-per-view. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. Did not make me want to go, oh hell yes, I'm in. You know what I mean? I've made the turn. I'm here. The stuff with Mariah May and Tony Storm, she slaps her mom. No real reason. You know what I mean? Like no real reason for that. I didn't care for that. A lot of the standing around and waiting. The tag team match. There was a 10-man tag team match where at a certain point just completely gave up on the tags. That shit bothers me. Having Daniel Garcia show up in the MJF Will Ospreay match, for the story or not, MJF and Ospreay could have had their match and had a clean finish, and it would have been just as impactful, right? You do that story stuff on your TV, you save this stuff, you know what I mean? Like the clean finishes, the blow-off matches for your pay-per-views. And that's where I kept on going in my mind, like, this is a lot of WCW style stuff. Like that kept on creeping up in my mind, like going down the list of matches and going, okay, interference, spot that wasn't needed. You know what I mean? Like just kept on going back to that, going, God, this is they're so close to me. You know what I mean? Like this was so close to me, and it just didn't quite get there. I am, like I say, I do want to see the next pay-per-view. I do want to. But there's so many like things that in what I enjoy in a wrestling match that didn't quite connect.
I get what you're saying, but we can't act like clean finishes on pay-per-views are always a guarantee. That's never been the case ever in the history of life.
No, not every. I'm not saying every single one, but like when you have like Billy Gunn's running in, right? Like you got Luther's got his shit in. You got Camille Brick, she's involved. Like
yeah, but they're seconds. Like they didn't get super involved. Luther got thrown into the wall and then stopped her from using the belt and gave her the middle finger because he's never trusted her.
Right.
But Camille gets tossed out because she's trying to cheat, and Britt digs into the old Eddie Guerrero bag of tricks.
Right. That was another thing that, like, by the time I heard Hook's music, I was like, we gotta, like, the guns really bugged me. Like, I wish they weren't such a like parody of old WWF stuff. Like that part's starting to really grind my gears. And I like them. Like, I think they're phenomenal performers, but I wish they would just start doing their own thing instead of continuing to borrow from old WWF stuff. So it was good enough. I mean, I wasn't in love with the show by any stretch.
I didn't think it was a bad show.
Other than like Mania, I thought this could have been like the best pay-per-view that I've watched all year so far. I think.
It was good. I thought look, I'm with you. I thought the Mariah May Tony Storm match was good. Her slapping her mother is so it's never explained, right? It doesn't make any fucking sense. They tell you at the beginning of the match, this is only the second time she's ever got to see her daughter wrestle. She's in the front row. She goes out there and smacks her, and then instead of Tony Storm, who just hit Storm Zero on the steps, instead of rolling Mariah May into the ring, she goes and consoles Mariah May's mother. But they never tell us, like, there's a relationship there, there's a connection there. She's just doing it because out of the goodness of her heart. I didn't understand that at all.
Yeah.
If she had slapped like Mina Shirakawa in the front row, that would have been better, because at least we know there's like history there.
Yeah.
And she was there.
There was another match where that happened too, where like someone like totally avoided like getting an easy pin and just went outside the ring or something. I forget which one it was though, but that's also a problem that they got to stop in all of wrestling, not just AEW.
And I can do away with the 3-way tag matches.
Yep.
Yeah, they need some fresh blood in that tag team division.
Like, it should have just been the Acclaimed and the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
Right? Because you throw in it's just fucking chaos, man. No, I don't know who the legal guy is. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Rick Knox don't even put him there. Put a fucking robot in there.
Yeah. I get like your like the Young Bucks revival, or what are they called? FTR? Yeah, like that's like your equivalent. That's like your tag team equivalent of like, Austin Rock, right? Like you think that's the match that people will never ever get tired of. And then you put the Acclaimed in, and I'm like, well, like you said, Matt, like why couldn't it just be the Acclaimed trying to get back what they had, because they were so freaking hot for so long, and it seemed a little forced. I agree with you.
Yeah, especially the trajectory that the Acclaimed were on when they were in Blood and Guts. When Billy told them they need to stop, get fucking serious, and they were serious for Blood and Guts. Then FTR tried to take their spot. Whatever, but it should have been the Acclaimed and the Young Bucks, So
they're like they're like the only ones that ever won that Eliminator tag thing too. Like nobody ever wins the Eliminator and to get a title shot. And they even get a one-on-one.
The grizzled vets, they do nothing for me.
Yeah,
agreed. And it would have been it may have been something different if we hadn't already seen them on AEW TV, but we have. So, like, it's not like a huge splash, and they haven't really been a huge act overall anyway. So, I'm like, yeah, I'm with you. Do nothing for me.
Yeah.
No offense.
But again, I enjoyed it. I wish I could have had my I wish I picked Mariah May instead of Tony Storm. That's the only pick I wish I could have taken back. KJG, Tony, and Brundon all went 8-2. Me and HK went 7-3. So KJG and Tony still tied. Brundo is 7 games behind. I am 10 games behind. And so Kevin is 7 games behind.
Catching up, brother.
We have Bash in Berlin this Saturday, right? Saturday. What time is that?
That's
probably
like
12, 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
What do you got for me? Wikipedia. Give me the skinny. It's at the Uber Arena. Handsome Kevin doesn't know how to use Uber.
I've never used Uber before.
Why would he need to know Uber?
What?
It came up in conversation on Tuesday, like maybe he just Ubered to Summit so I can take him to the airport so my wife didn't have to do it. It's just, we found out a lot of interesting things about Handsome Kevin when he was here visiting.
This fucking guy, he goes, just when a stranger shows up, that's the Uber. I'm in fucking Jersey. Everybody here's a stranger. I'm thinking they got like some kind of a fucking like a Domino's fin on their car that says Uber. That would help. But
sometimes they have a little glowing Uber in the windshield.
Yeah.
when he was like, yeah, when a stranger shows up, I'm like, how the fuck
Yeah,
would
but-
I know the difference?
Yeah, but usually when you order an Uber, it'll have like a picture of the driver. It'll have like their car, make and
Car.
model. You know,
never ordered an Uber. Never been in an Uber.
you got Uber Eats though, no? Like you can order food to your door and shit.
No,
Really,
Bro, he doesn't have a Dunkin' Donuts. You think he has Uber Eats?
bro, you are a deprived motherfucker.
They got to be like, he's got to live in a town that's like 15 years behind us. He probably goes home and he's like, Molly, the technology in New Jersey is wild.
I can assure you, I do not.
Everybody was talking about hush puppies and funnel cakes. It was amazing.
Fucking, I can't believe you didn't know what a fucking funnel cake was.
No, I knew what a funnel cake was. I've had a funnel cake.
Oh, you didn't know what a Zeppeli was either.
Zeppeli, no, but hush puppy was the other thing. I have no idea what a fucking hush puppy is.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Bash at Berlin. WWE firing on all cylinders. I know we were doing Tony's last week, but Raw, I got to catch up on that. Sheamus and Pete Dunne was fucking bonkers. The storyline with the New Day is trending in a direction where I'm very interested to see the Xavier Woods split.
Yeah.
Because it seems like that's the direction they're going. I just don't know if that works as does he work as a heel?
I don't think he works on his own at all.
Yeah.
We haven't seen it other than TNA.
That
And
was
maybe
like 10 fucking years ago, right?
Yeah, maybe NXT.
Longer, probably.
I don't remember his run in TNA all that well, so I can't. I mean, NXT all that well, so I don't know if he worked there. I'm intrigued by it, that's for sure, and that's basically all you want at this point until we get the result.
Look, it's great. It's and here's what we're so accustomed to, right? This is Paul Levesque's WWE, right? So in the past, we would all be watching thinking it was Xavier Woods who was going to turn, but it would be Kofi Kingston because that's the double switch is something they did back in the day, right? The WWE.
Yeah, but that's exactly what I was thinking was going to happen.
That doesn't make any sense, though.
Yeah, but Kofi can survive on his own. Can
but I
Xavier
think
Woods
Odyssey
survive on his own?
Odyssey Jones gets more out of being with Kofi.
No, because if Odyssey Jones is the muscle for Xavier Woods, then maybe you have something.
Yeah, that ain't bad.
Kofi's a former world champion. Kofi could be fine on his own. He's got the singles career.
What if this is and this is I can't believe we're going down this rabbit hole on the New Day. What if Xavier Woods leaves? I don't know. It's just a weird
It is
WWE is so hot.
Yeah, but it's interesting.
We're starting with the New Day.
Okay,
That's
nothing wrong with
crazy,
that.
right?
Racist.
No, absolutely not. I'll have none of that slander on this show. Do not call me the R word.
Matt, you should sue him.
What, retard?
Yeah. A ninja. No. Damn it.
Here if you need me.
With fucking hands of stone over there.
You mean short hands?
Oh, Larry Zbyszko. Not fucking.
Oh, I thought you meant HK.
No. Xavier Woods is so worried that Kofi's trying to replace Big E. What if Xavier Woods brings back Big E to take on?
No,
Kofi?
Big E's done, bro.
You think he's done?
He's got to be done. I
He's
thought
done.
I read something recently too that somebody said, yeah, it's pretty much.
Yeah, but Edge was done. Shawn Michaels was done. Bryan Danielson was done. All these guys have been done.
But wouldn't the bigger payoff be to just reunite the three of them? Like, wouldn't that be what people would want to see? Like, and
Yeah,
that would get the biggest reaction.
So then what? Odyssey Jones is turning bad? He fucking shit cans both of them?
And then
you
Big E comes back and makes the save.
Odyssey drops Big E on his head one more time. Tiger Driver 91.
You think Odyssey Jones is breaking out the Tiger Driver 91?
Dude, WWE's got some big boys, man.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, they do.
Fucking cranking, man. The shit with the Judgment Day was great on Monday night with the Terror Twins. How they set up Priest and he knew him and Rhea knew it was a trap, but still
There's a
blew up in
trap.
their face. It's a trap.
It's a trap.
The Randy Orton Gunther stuff was good. The CM Punk Drew McIntyre stuff I'm good with, but that promo Monday night kind of The steam when he pulled all the bracelets out of his pocket, I was like,
Oh,
what?
fuck off!
What are we doing with
Oh.
the fucking bracelets
What do you
again?
mean, what are we doing? The fans love him. It means something to him.
That's right.
I don't love him.
That's why he's pissed off at that cocksucker. That's why. Because he shits on the fans, and the fans are CM Punk's lifeblood. Look at all
He
these
did not-
bracelets they
no.
made for him. They care.
No. Did you see what Drew McIntyre did today, Tony?
What did he do today? He
He
posed with
went
Jack
into
Perry.
the vault. He went into the WWE vault, and he found a 2007 match. Drew McIntyre and somebody else against the Nasty Boys from 2007.
That would be David Taylor.
Gold. You can actually hear someone on commentary say the Nasty Boys are shit under their breath.
Was it CM
Wait,
Punk?
I guess they saw the picture.
Oh, that 100% exists. The WWE has been like going into their vault.
So I've heard about
Oh.
this match forever, and this
Yeah,
is
it's
like
out there now. It's
this is like a
available.
Nasty Boys tryout match, I think.
In 2007. You
In
can watch it.
2007.
A Nasty Boys tryout match in 2007?
Listen, the Road Warriors got one too. They got a tryout match against CM Punk and somebody else actually.
Yes, and that was
Yeah.
that was part of the vault too.
So like I heard like the Nasty Boys were like either dicks or like like they were like fucking with Drew McIntyre, and Drew McIntyre wasn't having it, and that's why Nasty Boys didn't get hired. There's some story to that. And I can't believe they actually released it.
Just being a big asshole.
That's right.
Well played, HK.
See what you did there.
Well played.
Bronson Reed keeps destroying the fan favorites. Seth Rollins, R-Truth, now The Miz. Are we interested in a Braun Strowman, Bronson Reed feud?
Not really. I just want to see Bronson Reed destroy more motherfuckers.
Would it mean more if he destroyed Braun Strowman?
You know, in this match, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like by default it would have to, right?
I'd like it if it was, 2 weeks most. Get like a couple weeks out of it, but not like a full on, like pay-per-view or whatnot.
What is Braun Strowman's thing? He's the monster among men.
He's the big son of a bitch.
Oh my God! Imagine Bronson Reed conquers that big motherfucker. You know how fucking fast that rockets Bronson Reed up.
But I just still, I'm not buying Bronson Reed. I'm still not like what they've done with him has been great. And I probably even said last week that I'm now finally starting to believe that he could actually be somebody, but he doesn't have like that.
See, and I trust KJG because he was right about Miro all those years ago.
He just doesn't have that thing that makes me go, yeah, that guy's it. Like Odyssey Jones kind of has it for me. Like, and I'm just comparing guys of the same stature and size. Otis has it for me. Maybe not as a top guy, but like as someone that I can invest in.
They kind of they ruined Otis after the Money in the Bank win. People fucking loved Otis, and they just shit the bed on him.
I feel like Otis is like their hacksaw, where like he doesn't need a belt or something like that. He's always going to be over.
Otis is
He
like
could
the Chris Farley. Like he just fucking is there, and he's goofy, and people love him, and that's it. You know?
Yeah, like you can invest in Otis, right? Like because like I said, maybe not as WWE champ or Intercontinental champ, but if him and Tozawa won the tag team championship,
Oh God,
that would be freaking dope. Like
dope, bro.
What?
Just like Eddie Guerrero and Tajiri.
Would it be like was it the choice of words that made you say?
No, it would be fucking terrible.
Why not? Why?
No, it's for fucking. They're goofy. Get them out of here. Get them off my TV.
Awesome Truth were? What's the difference between Awesome Truth and other than their legacy than Otis and Tozawa? One's a comedy guy. They're both comedy guys.
Talent. I mean,
What Tozawa?
Miz, R-Truth. You're talking about two former world champions, brother.
Tozawa's not a good wrestler.
No, I'm not saying he's not, but he's not a fucking tag team champ wrestler. Give him the speed title. I'll give him the speed title.
He's the penny. He's the pen eater, Tozawa.
The pen eater.
But like he's getting like reactions now, so like people want to see him succeed.
Wasn't he getting reactions when he was fighting fucking ninjas during the pandemic?
No, he wasn't. But that's a long time ago, Matt.
Hey man, don't shit on those matches. I love those cinematic things during the pandemic. They were fun as shit.
He's just Tozawa. They just lose. They never fucking win.
But that's the thing. You want to see him win, and then
I
when they
don't wanna
finally
see him
do,
What are they, the fucking Mulkeys?
Yeah.
Can I take us back for just 1 second with AEW?
Talking
Something
about
that
New
came
Day
into
and
my head.
Tozawa for like fucking 15 minutes. Yeah, go ahead.
I thought, and you're gonna think this is crazy. I thought it was cool as shit. I saw a video online, Jack Perry making his own TNT championship. Something about that whole thing. I just thought it was cool as shit.
I
I
noticed
really
that,
did.
Was that the first time we've seen it? Because I didn't notice it at all watching AEW going up to last night. Or
He's got some new one that like they showed him like actually casting it himself and then fucking painting it and shit with like all the blood stains and everything. I thought that was really fucking cool. Now, ignore the fact that he was using a replica to do it. I just thought it was pretty neat. Because everybody just fucking gets a custom belt handed to themselves. And Jack Perry's like, fuck this. I'm the scapegoat. This is mine. I thought it was pretty cool. I guess I'm the only one.
I'm with you.
I like that he used a bag of glass and then the place went fucking nuts and they chanted fuck CM Punk.
Oh. It wasn't when he took out the bag of dicks?
No, there was no bag of dicks.
See, AEW never pushes the envelope. That's what I'm saying.
When they do, you don't like it. All right.
They should take a fucking lesson from Louis and just come out with a bag of dildos. Maybe Marco Stunt will come out of the crowd and suck one off.
Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens at Bash at Berlin. The Kevin Owens turn seems inevitable.
Turn.
And they teased it hardcore on SmackDown. At this, do we like? I'm just curious. Like, what's the next step here?
He loses and doesn't turn.
I don't see him turning.
No.
It's all a ruse.
There's no ruse though, because he hasn't said anything. Like he's got they accused him of turning. Like I forget.
Yeah,
Grayson
but
Waller.
he hugs Cody and he's kind of eyeing the championship, like those little subtle things, like when Randy was lifting Cody's arm. What was it at the where the fuck were they? France maybe, and he kind of he side eyes the title.
Yeah,
like are they laying some?
They're making
things for us?
They're making this seem a little bit more obvious than that. Like they're pointing it out. Like they're telling it in the story itself. So like even at the end of SmackDown on Friday night, like Kevin Owens has the belt. It looks like he's gonna go hit him. He literally just hands it to him. Like they're making this part of the story, which is why I don't think it's gonna happen. Whereas Randy Orton, they haven't touched that yet. So that's why I think if anyone's going to turn on Cody, it's gonna be Orton and not Kevin Owens.
Is there it's like you funnel in these people to get to pay-per-views with Cody. But in the back of your mind, is the bloodline still there? Because that's what I always think. Like in the back of my mind, the bloodline and Cody aren't necessarily done. Like I don't feel like that's completely over yet. So when you get guys like funneling in like AJ Styles or Kevin Owens or anything like that, in the back of my mind, like the real story is still complete finish between Cody and the bloodline. So when you have guys like Kevin, like they could turn Kevin Owens, and they could definitely get to Survivor Series or even Royal Rumble, really, with how amazing Kevin Owens is as a heel. But I can't buy fully into it. And I love Cody. I love Kevin Owens. I just can't fully buy into it, like in the back of my mind, knowing that I think that there's still unresolved for Cody to resolve.
Well, it depends on which bloodline you're talking about. Like, if you're asking, do we end up getting Cody Roman again, and Roman beats Cody? Yeah, I could see that. But like, to me, I think another believable story is what I've been saying for a few weeks now, Matt. Is that I think Randy Orton could be the one that takes the belt off of Cody, just because they have that history, and Randy Orton can tell that story of their past, and it would be believable that Randy Orton takes out the guy that he mentored from Legacy. So, it all depends on which way they go, which is very exciting.
They do have a lot of spoons in the porridge, and I understand your concern. HK, stop it, Nelly. Nelly's out of control tonight. Yeah, it's a weird. I feel like we're kind of in a holding pattern until we get to Survivor Series, right?
Oh.
We're keeping the bloodline over there. Cody's occupied with Kevin Owens. Randy is with Gunther because who knows where this goes. right? Who's after Bash in Berlin? Like, what's next for Gunther? Is Gunther done with Randy? Is it another match with Randy? Because Damian Priest and Rhea are tied up with Dirty Dom and Liv. Right. So where does Gunther go from this? Is Sheamus somebody who's in the title picture all of a sudden?
Well, and
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, and if that's the case, it would be the same thing. It'd be the same conversation that we're having about Cody and Kevin Owens. It would be like the exact same conversation, like just feeding somebody to Gunther, just like they're feeding these guys to Cody until the big picture they want to tell is painted.
And we're not too far off from, Cena's final tour here. So how much are our plans just kind of, I mean, they're still doing good things. Like, don't get me wrong, but how much is his final run here kind of dictating what they're doing right now going into it?
That's a good call.
Yeah. And eventually CM Punk and Drew are going to finish their thing up. Could one of them slide right into the title picture there?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Great call.
That is a great call. What was my train of thought? Oh, in terms of the bloodline, how do do we have a defined role for Jacob Fatu? Because Solo made him relinquish his half of the tag titles.
Yeah, he's the enforcer. He's Solo Sikoa's Solo Sikoa.
Yeah. So this kind of makes me nervous. Like, I wonder if we're gonna get like a third Splinter, because Jacob Fatu is so like getting over, and like he's becoming more of a threat than Solo is. So like, are we gonna get like a Jacob Fatu turn on Solo? Like I don't think we are yet, but like
down the road, brother. Seeds.
Yeah. I mean, could they do like the evolution thing with Jacob, where he, like he plays the Randy Orton role, where he eventually wins the title, and then the bloodline turn on him, like Solo as Triple H, giving the thumbs down and shit. I know it's early, but
no, that makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
Lot of rope on this one. This is good.
And still got the final boss in the wings.
Oh yeah,
that's
The
true.
final boss with my People's Championship. Yeah,
a lot of spoon. And then this Bash at Berlin Sunday, Gunther, Randy Orton.
Yep.
If Orton wins, he will be transferred to Raw. Gunther will be transferred to SmackDown. I don't know if that stipulation really means
that
much.
ain't happening.
Cody, Kevin Owens, the Terror Twins. That's what we're calling Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley. Take on Judgment Day.
Wait, which
Dirty Dom and
Judgment
Liv?
Day? Okay.
CM Punk, Drew McIntyre in a strap match. Not the kind you like, Tony. That'd be a strap-on match. Waka waka. And the Unholy Union, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, defend their women tag team championships against Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill.
They're still a team? I thought they hated each other now.
Who?
Bianca and Jade.
Why would they hate each other?
I don't know, because they're mean bitches. They don't all mean bitches hate each other.
Tony, you can't have one promotion can't be all friends and one can't be just full of hate.
I don't know, man. You guys were talking about Kevin Owens being full of hate. I don't know.
I think
Is he full of hate or is he full of
hate? Yeah.
Lust.
Lust for Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
That Unholy Union, they have transferred to the main roster much better than I ever thought they would. They're doing fantastic. I'm super impressed by that.
The 6 woman they had on SmackDown was good.
Yeah. Blair Davenport.
Yeah.
In the mix.
Yep.
Yeah. Naomi.
Oh, are we? Did you say it? Are we getting the Wyatt 6 over in Berlin or no?
It hasn't been announced yet unless something happened on Raw. I know
I'm just asking.
Nikki Cross attacked Isla Dawn.
No, Eiley.
Nyla
Rose.
No, the Apollo Crews brothers.
American Made.
The Creed brothers. Eiley Nile, I think her name is, right? Is
Ivy Nile.
Ivy Nile. Are you sure it's Ivy?
It's Ivy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ivy Nile. Yes, Ivy Nile. Apparently, Uncle Howdy is wrestling tonight on Raw.
Yes, he is.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Who's he wrestling?
Chad Gable, baby.
Chad Gable. Oh, how about this? I just want to say this.
Go for it.
What Sami Zayn has done with Braun Breaker, he should be given a fucking medal for.
What, losing?
No, don't be silly, Tony. The work that he's put in with him and how much better Braun Breaker has gotten in this program with Sami Zayn. And they're doing, Tony, they took a page out of Tony Khan's book, an IC title tournament to find out who the next number one contender is.
Yeah, baby.
Great. Hey.
And we're talking about title pictures. Don't leave Braun Breaker out of it. Dude's getting over as shit. He could be the one to take the belt off Gunther. But I think
Not now.
No, not now.
Yeah, I think there's a little more time. A little more time of that.
Yeah.
I do before we wrap things up. TNA has one of their Impact Plus specials this week. And I only bring this up because I'm interested to see Josh Alexander, Dolph Ziggler Iron Man match, which is not something I had on my bingo card this year.
30 minutes or an hour?
An hour.
Oh, good God. That's half the card, isn't it?
No. 60-minute Iron Man match. Ultimate X Division Championship match. Mike Bailey against Zachary Wentz, Riley Osborne, Jason Hotch, Hammerstone, and Laredo Kid. Matt Cardona going to get his comeuppance against PCO finally.
Oh, no way.
The Hardys, Joe Hendry, and Mike Santana take on the System. Eric Young against Steve Macklin, and Jordan Grace, Jody Threat, and Danny Luna against Ash Battle against Masha Slamovich and Alicia Edwards.
Yeah, and just real quick, Riley Osborne is actually from Chase U and NXT. So
Yeah.
you're an NXT guy in an Ultimate X match, which might be the first time that's ever happened.
And Joe Hendry is your number one contender to Ethan Page at No Mercy.
That's a good point. Hell yeah. Very
Crazy
interesting
wild.
times.
Yeah, crazy wild stuff. Crazy wild stuff.
Yeah, and by the way, speaking of TNA, real quick, Charlie Dempsey versus Jonathan Gresham. Yeah, Jonathan Gresham, dude. Like, I'm all about storytelling in wrestling. Like, these guys wrestled a match that I've never seen before. Like, they actually spent most of their time on the mat. It was awesome. Brendan, did you have a chance to check that out?
I watched that last night. It blew my mind. It was so good. It was such a cool finish. I loved it.
I do have to ask because I didn't get to watch Impact this week. Are they still doing the goofy thing with Gresham where he doesn't know why he was an octopus and why he?
Yeah, they mentioned that on commentary.
Who doesn't want to be an octopus?
It's not that
My
kind
God.
of octopus, though, Tony.
Jordan Grace is the octopus.
Oh yeah,
Fuck yeah, dude.
I'm in.
Well, fucking Mrs. Meat Mountain over here with the fucking hands of silk.
Did you see the picture that she posted of herself on the beach the other day?
No.
Oh, fucking hilarious! Because it's just her showing her ass on the beach, but if you zoom in, you can see all these fucking bitches in the background just trying to enjoy their vacation. A giant fucking trash can. Laugh my balls off.
See, women are bitches.
He doesn't need. He can just be a wrestler. Why does he have to be possessed by an octopus?
Why not?
I don't know who's writing this shit at TNA. Some of it's really like.
Why does Kevin's boy have to interrupt PCO's wedding? Who interrupts the wedding?
Because he's a jealous piece of shit.
Yeah, and that's his property.
Maybe that
It's
octopus.
not Kevin. This is 2024. Women are not property.
I don't make the rules, Matt.
Oh man,
that's a fair point.
Broski does.
Broski's out of his balls.
Apparently, there's nothing. There's a lot similar between Steph Delander and a wristwatch, according to Cardona.
Cardona's talking out his ass. He don't know
He's
what
kind of a
talking
dick, huh?
about. SDL is a dime piece.
Good old
Steph
man.
Delander.
Yeah, Steph Delander. How about JBL showing up in GCW?
And CMLL. Oh no, AAA. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like a part owner in AAA now.
I mean, what is that? That and a fucking hot dog will get you into my barbecue. It doesn't mean much.
Wait, we had to pay an admission of a hot
No,
dog?
I just don't know what is AAA doing well.
No.
I think that's what JBL said. Like why he invested the money is like AAA's been around longer than like every other company, so all they need is a little money, and I'll be happy to invest in them.
What AAA's only been around since 1992.
That's what JBL said.
JBL's an idiot.
Well, I mean, it has. I mean, WCW wasn't around. Definitely, it's been around longer than WCW.
Are you thinking of CMLL?
No, AAA.
No, he bought into AAA. Are you sure AAA's only been around since '91? I feel like they've been around a lot longer.
But that's still longer than WCW's been in existence.
Because CMLL's been around since 1933.
But
Triple A was founded in 1992 by Antonio Pena when he broke away from CMLL.
Come on.
Was JBL on the show? Was Jeff Jarrett on that show too, Matt? That GCW show?
The one where he showed up?
Not on GCW. He was on the AAA show with JBL.
Oh, okay. I thought they may have been both on the.
Jinder Mahal was on that one.
Jinder Maballs.
Jinder Maballs.
Yeah, he won some gold, didn't he?
No, he lost.
I'm still pretty gender neutral.
Let's see. What do we got from Triple Mania 32?
I can't tell if we're talking about GCW or AAA because I could have sworn that Jinder Mahal and Satnam Singh won the tag title.
Yeah, that was AAA. Yeah,
Okay.
they're tag champions.
So what belt did he lose in GCW?
He didn't have one. No.
Okay.
He just lost to Effie because
Jinder Maballs lost to Effie.
Yeah.
This is why I can't take them seriously.
Who?
Well, it was a
GCW.
6-man match with the
Nah, you
Bollywood
keep
boys,
telling
so.
yourself that, bro.
Yeah.
Matt Riddle won the AAA World Cruiserweight Championship.
Oh, great. Did he celebrate by getting drunk at the airport again?
Yes, he did.
Fucking A, dude. Good for him.
Oh, and Alberto El Patron beat Nick Nemeth for the
I thought you were going to say
AAA
something
Mega
else.
Championship.
Holy
Tony, he might hold that belt captive.
You know, that was on me. I don't know why my mind went to something else. Oof.
I can't wait to go back and listen to that because I missed it.
Alberto El Patron.
I don't fucking name him, bro. I don't name him. Bash at Berlin this weekend. What's next? Next week is Labor Day.
Then
So we got.
Yeah, by the way, if you subscribe to Netflix and it's not wrestling related, but I am looking forward to Kobayashi taking on Joey Chestnut in a one-on-one hot dog eating competition. Tune in for that. Fuck that, dude. Every 4th of July, that's my jam. But now fucking Joey Chestnut's gone because this is the big Buku Bucks moneymaker. Kobayashi versus Chestnut. That's on Labor Day, folks. So while you're sucking down some wieners, watch a couple professionals go to town.
Slurping a ween.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, good God. Good fucking.
I watched Joey Chestnut in 5 minutes eat more hot dogs than 4 gentlemen involved in the United States Army combined. It was like 56-54. He beat 4-on-1. It was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
He's a professional hot dog eater. That's his job.
Fuck yeah, dude.
And we are professional
Oh,
podcasts.
shit, are we?
I don't know. This has been a blast tonight. Special thanks to MadMan Pondo for joining us.
Wait.
What?
KJG, MadMan Pondo. Are we calling it?
Top 5?
That's what I'm asking you.
Top 5.
Fuck yeah.
Yes.
Haven't had a top 5 guest in a long time. I think he earned a spot.
There were some dicey moments, but I'll give him. I'll give him the top 5.
Yeah, King Kong Bundy's got a bit of a potty mouth, huh?
I love how he pulled out the King Kong Brody reference because wasn't that his name before King Kong Bundy?
No, King Kong Brody was actually
Bruiser.
Bruiser
Brody.
Brody?
Yeah.
Okay.
In the AWA. Yeah.
By the way, best match of the weekend had nothing to do with AEW. August 1976, MSG, Bruno Sammartino defends against Stan Hansen in the steel cage. Amazing match. Go check it out. It's in WWE fucking classics.
Is it in the vault with the nasty?
Where are
boys
you
and
watching
Drew
WWE
McIntyre?
Classics?
Peacock, baby.
They have a WWE Classics tab?
Yeah, it's a lot of old MSG shows.
Yeah, it's called
I think it's classics.
I think it's called Old School, actually.
It's called Old School.
Oh, it's old school. There you go.
Yeah.
Were you the one that sent the Kevin Sullivan?
Yes, on that same card. It was fucking it was Bruiser Brody's debut at the Garden against a very young, probably also debuting Kevin Sullivan.
Dude, you know Kevin Sullivan worked WWF all of 1976. He was there.
Yeah, that's why he was wrestling Brody.
King Kong.
That's pretty crazy.
It's wild, dude. I also did some research and learned who the Executioners were, your WWF Tag Team Champions at the time.
Was that Kowalski and Stud?
Holy fuck! Brundon with the fucking mind of an animal over here. God damn. Yes.
The mind of an animal. I don't think Nelly could have ever. Nelly would have never been able to tell me who the Executioners were.
How did Mind of an Animal completely go over my head until Matt just pointed out how it makes
Because
sense.
he's a wrestling animal. He fucking knows his stuff, man. I love it. I rewatched that MadMan Pondo fucking Ian Rotten match again before the show today, and my God, it was just as bad as I remember the first time I saw it. Oof.
Yeah, now you're gonna go look up what Bridget the Midget videos.
I've never heard of Bridget the Midget told right.
Google.
I'm gonna have to bring this up with Manji tonight. He's a Howard Stern fan, and Bridget was on all the time.
Well, this has been a blast, guys.
Yeah, it
Next
was.
week, Kate's back for Kate's Corner. We'll talk Bash in Berlin. And then we'll do Labor Day. It'll be fun.
And some other things, maybe a couple things.
Couple things, couple this, couple that.
Two things.
Couple haters.
couple Jamies.
You know what I wanted to have Mondo do was give us a liner too, but
He said it again.
Yeah, I heard it.
Yep.
I did call him Mondo there.
No, I can't confirm whether or not you said it the first time.
I didn't say it before.
Okay.
He's a fucking chode.
I don't think I said it before. Pondo. Since I can't get anyone to send us like a video where they're like, this is so and so when you're watching the Shining Wizards, I'm just gonna do it to guests while they're here and make it really awkward for them. But fuck it, we need it.
You said butt fuck.
And I can cut it and edit it and post.
Not a bad idea.
We should have had him do it when he showed up at first.
Yeah, the last two guests. I don't know. What are we telling these people? I mean, he was fucking 45 minutes early.
I'm saying 7:30 every time I talk to somebody.
Yeah, I told Peapod 7:32, and he was here at like fucking 6:45.
What about the time zone? You doing time zones?
Always,
Eastern.
I always do time
Yeah.
zone. Big. It's 7:30, and then I write Eastern in big letters, caps, all caps.
Okay, gotcha.
All caps, no caps.
So you want to go out there, Nelly? You know who's out there. The Great Muda lives out there. Anything to get Nelly away from the kitten. She don't like the kitten. Oh, here's a weird one before we wrap this up. I mean, I don't know if you saw it on social media. Trying to drive the truck up the parkway the other day. Truck doesn't go fast. I look out the window. Who's next to me? Dave Destruction. Then he speeds up and he tries to raise me up.
This has been a production of the Shining Wizards Network. Your executive producers are Manny Kratzo and Main Event Mike Peterson. Our producers are Kate Hensler, Matt Garifo, Hi Fi, Tom, Ryan Schlong, Brendan Haney, Al Day, Kathy Hummer, William Mercier Jr., Michael Hammond, David Henry Bauer III, Keith Parker, and Scott George. For everything Shining Wizards, visit shiningwizards.com. And don't forget to listen to all the great shows of the Shining Wizards Network.
Good night, Diana.
You gotta throw that fucking thing in the garbage.